Uh, Welcome everyone to today's video. Yeah, I'm going to show you this game. hmm, which I won in less than 10 moves. So let's go from the beginning. So basically, this game covers a tactic with black. It's an opening tactic with black, where I'll show you how to beat your opponent with very nice tactic moves. So the move starts with white moving to. This is just bad. No, it's not bad anyway. It's not a bad start, but maybe how you follow it up is what makes it a bad opening. So my opponent went for opened with d4. Of course, I went e5, gambiting my pawn. So it's up to my opponent to either take or not take. But my opponent decided to take. So after taking, I developed my knight to c6, attacking the pawn. And at this point, my opponent decided to defend the pawn with knight f3. Then I put my queen to e7, attacking the pawn again. So those are two attackers and one defender. So meaning I'll come up top basically, because after I take with the knight, he takes back my knight. I take the knight and I'll be controlling the center. But since my opponent doesn't want that, they decided to play bishop f4. And it's here that I started smiling because I know I have tactics for winning the game from this point. Either I'll win that bishop or I'll win the rook. There are three pieces I can win when the arrangement is like this. I can either win the bishop, I can win the rook, or I can actually win the queen, depending on how my opponent responds to this check. So if my opponent decided to defend this check with the pawn at c2, then I'd take the bishop. If also they decided to defend this check with the knight, I'd take the bishop. But if they decide to do what my opponent did, which is defend with the queen, thinking I'd do a queen exchange, a queen trade, then they were wrong. So in this position, I took the pawn at b2. And here now my opponent doesn't know exactly what they should do, because I'm threatening to take the bishop, the rook. So because they didn't want me to take the rook, they decided to attack me. But now this is just wrong, because in his mind he thinks if I take the queen, he takes back with the knight. But that is not what I was going to do. There to get my bishop out. In this position, I'm pinning the queen to the king, and he can't take my queen. So obviously in this position they decided to resign, because if so he had only two options here. In case he moved something else, then I take the queen for free. If he decides to go down in the fight, then I capture back with my knight or with my queen. Yes. But in this case I could have taken the knight and see how it also take the rook. So I'd be well, all that I'll be up on points and up materials also. So yeah, this is just winning. There's no losing from here. Yes. So yeah. mm, for more lessons on chess, for more knowledge on chess, you know who to go to, you know which channel to come to. This is the chess engineer, the beast, the one and only chess engineer. Yeah, like, subscribe, share, and come here for your daily dose of chess. Thank you guys. Till next time.